What's going on, guys, and welcome to another video in the E46 full detailing series. So this episode, as you can probably tell, is the polishing episode. It's the last episode where we're actually removing scratches and swirls. We're essentially just kind of jeweling up the paint. So we compounded with Sonax Cut Max, which actually works really well. It's just aggressive enough for this application, although I did need something a little bit more aggressive in a few areas, like the bottom of the bumper and kind of like near the rockers. Those were just really bad, and for some reason it just wasn't doing the job. Today we are doing the Sonax Perfect Finish with a yellow pad, which so far is working really well. I already cheated on you guys. I kind of did the roof and the kind of the roof line here, and it's working really well. I'll take you around the car really quick, but polishing is essentially like compounding, but it's easier. I only do like 3, maybe 4 passes with this stuff. I just don't really find it necessary to do more than that. I mean, it finishes down really well, makes the paint pop, and looks good to me. It takes definitely significantly less time to polish versus compound. Like, I'm already done with the roof, and I think it's been, I don't know, less than an hour. And before with compounding, you're checking, you're going again. Like, there were some panels on the doors that I literally did 3 times because my method wasn't working, or I needed more product or less product or whatever, or the pad was getting all funky. So compounding tends to really suck. I spent about 13 hours compounding. Okay, so I actually did tape off an area here just so you guys can see maybe a little easier. Let me see if I can get the light out. But I did tape off, actually you can see it right there. See how the bottom looks more hazy than up here? There's still a couple little deeper scratches. I just left those alone. I got a little scared with this paint, but see how it's like hazy here, and then up here it looks really popping. That is where I polished. I put a piece of tape there so you guys could clearly see the difference, because this paint looks good. You're like, oh wow, it looks a molar red, it's beautiful, whatever. But when you actually see the difference, that's the value of polishing after you compound. So a pad that I've had, this is a compounding pad I've had for like ever. Like, I don't know, a long time. And I've only had, like, when I first started detailing, I used like 2 or 3 or 4 pads for everything. I only had 4, like they're a lot of money. So this is one that has lasted me a very long time, but as you can see, it has fallen apart. And this is one reason why you want to use several pads for your car or vehicle, because the pads get worn out, and the more you use them, the more they wear out. Because I've watched videos of guys that use literally 1 pad for the entire car, and like, you might as well throw that pad out after you do that with it, because I just can't imagine it's going to stay intact for very long. And one thing that happened was the glue that has this foam to this thing is like a big sticky booger. You can't just wipe it off the surface. It's like a big glue bomb. So now I had to wipe off and make sure, and then there's little stickies everywhere. It was like an explosion of nastiness. So anyways, long story short, make sure you have newer pads and make sure they are in good shape, so check them. Don't use one pad for the whole car. Alright guys, so as you guys can probably guess, I finally finished polishing, paint correcting, doing everything to the E46. This is the wrap-up section of the video on polishing. The next step is going to be coating this car. We're going to be doing a ceramic coating with G-Technic Crystal Serum Light. And I bought the little kit from Matt at Obsessed Garage, so I also have that linked in the description of this video. If you guys are interested in buying anything, if you click my link, I get a little bit of kickback as well. So I do appreciate that, helps support the channel. So a quick recap, I'm gonna bring you guys through the car in just a second here. I did place some glamour shots, but as you guys already know, the E46, especially in this color, looks really good in pictures and video. So a lot of you guys have seen content on this car, and it looks pretty good. It probably looks about the same in this position as it did in other videos. So, which kind of sucks because all this work, there's not like a lot of reward, but in real life, it's actually significantly better, which a lot of you guys can appreciate. So anyways, we did a full wash, full thorough wash with the jams in the trunk and obviously everything. We also did a decontamination, which is the iron remover, definitely needed that. And the clay bar, which I like to use a regular clay bar, not like the hybrid clay bar. I'm a little more old school in that way. And then we taped it off and we used Sonex Cut Max for the cutting compound. And I also paired that with a microfiber cutting pad. That worked really well for most of the car. There's a couple little kick panels or like lower door panel area where for some reason the process just wasn't working well enough. And I don't know if it was me or the combo or whatever it was, but I had to go slightly more aggressive. I used a Rupes blue wool pad for a couple of those little areas. I used Manzurna FG400, and I also tried the Sonex Cut Max as well, just stepping that pad up a little more aggressive. That took out a lot more scratches. There was a couple deeper ones that I wanted to get rid of, but the majority of them are gone. Of course, we did a polishing step. So this is a two-step process, as a lot of you guys probably already know. I did the cutting step. So it was about 13 hours to compound this car, and then I did the polishing. Sonex Perfect Finish paired with a Rupes yellow foam pad, which works really well. Sonex Perfect Finish is really nice to work with. If you want to one-step a lot of things, it's kind of like nimble in that way where it actually does like a decent amount of work, finishes off really well. So anything that was hazy or whatever was remaining from the compounding, the Perfect Finish just really finished it off. It was great. So that is it. We're going to be doing the coating in the next video, so stay tuned for that. But I'm going to take you through it with this light so you guys get to see the actual reality. There's nothing fake about these videos. They're all real. It's all me just filming, and then I'm bringing my detailing light so you guys can actually see there's a lot of mosquitoes in here. All right, so as promised, here is my detailing light. The reason I want to throw this in front of you guys is because normally on film this car looks really good, but this is how it finished off. Really good, lots of reflections. The color is really popping. There are a few deeper scratches, like if you look really close, maybe around the edge, there's a few deeper scratches. Of course, I didn't put the grill in yet. I'm just gonna leave that out for now. Another thing you guys might notice is the plastics, and also this. I'm sure a lot of people have noticed that by now, but the plastics need a little bit of help and rejuvenation as well. That'll be a future video. Right now, I just want to focus on just getting the paint set up right, and then we can focus on those other things that won't take as long. So here is like a side profile of the car. Get a little closer. So there's that. There is like a mark there, but generally speaking, it is really good. I'm pretty happy with it. A lot of the haze is gone, and the perfect finish is really just key in, I guess, just as a final step. I mean, it just works so well. Did the tail lights. got a nice clear taillight. Before they were just disgusting and faded looking and just horrible. So of course the plastics are just not looking good. You know, when you kind of improve something significantly, the other things that aren't improved yet will stick out. This was our little mishap. Unfortunately, the BMW logo was already peeling, so that'll have to be replaced. It's just like an old car issue, obviously. Yeah, I did the trim as well. This trim is just not gonna get much more improved. I did a few passes and it just wasn't changing. And then this did get improved as well, this trim here, but it's still pretty swirled up. All right, guys, so that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a heck of the last few days with this car, but it's about time. I just couldn't stand it anymore. Came out really, really good. That's gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys again for watching. All of the links are in the description. Also, links for the other videos are gonna be in a video series of the detailing of this car. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys next time.